Welcome back to channel, guys and gals. So tonight's something a little bit different. I am highly upset, and it's not with YouTube or anybody. It has to do where I'm at tonight. I am down here close to Miami, Florida, between here and Deerfield, Florida. And, well, I parked at a place called the I-595 truck stop. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. Occasionally, yes, I do still smoke cigarettes. Not very often, but I do still. And my brand of choice is Camel Crush Silver. So I went in there tonight. I got me a pack of cigarettes. I was like, okay, one pack, we're good for a little bit. I kid you not when I tell you that this place is price gouging the crap out of us truck drivers. What do I mean? Well, okay, $12.99 for one pack? No. That is above even the highest price I've seen anywhere in Florida. I've seen them $8.99 to $10.99. That's at a Love's, a TA, other than a QT, but I've never seen a price tag that high on them. And I'm like, okay, that's even way above state minimum. That's price gouging. And then I asked her, I said, I parked my truck for the night, and you have to pay to park here, which, okay. And I said, it's only overnight. And she goes, yeah, it's $32 a night. What? $32? I said, are y'all on crack around here or what? And she goes, no, that's our price for nightly parking. I said, so you're price gouging? And she goes, no. I said, yeah, you are. So why are y'all even in business? Why has the state not stepped in? I'm kind of like, hey, we're out here to do a job, and we're trying to do that job, and you're price gouging the crap out of us. I mean, a lot of us truck drivers already have enough expense that we're dealing with out here. We're dealing with buying food on our truck. We're dealing with, family bills, house bills, road taxes, toll taxes, you name it. We're dealing with it, including reserve parking that we're paying anywhere from, some places are $10 all the way up to $20. The highest I've seen paid parking, it was $22. This is $32 here at the 595 truck stop. Are you serious? I couldn't believe it. I said, okay, fine. I said, so I went over there and I said, you know what? I want a soda for tonight. So they said 2 for $4.50. I was like, on Fanta? So I asked the lady, I said, do you know the history behind Fanta? And she goes, well, it's a Mexican drink. I said, no, ma'am, it is not. I said, you need to look at the history on the Fanta. Fanta was actually designed and fabricated for the German army during World War II because, well, rations such as orange juice was getting scarce. So Hitler and his people came up with a way to make it and expand it so they could still use a natural juice to do this. She didn't even know that. She was just like, oh, okay. And I was like, whatever. That was just a quick history lesson. And I said, but most people know it as a Mexican drink today because those rights to that particular product was sold to Coca-Cola. And so I said, I bought a new cable charger for my phone. And I said, how much is this? She goes, oh, it's $21.99. I said, no, ma'am, your price tag says $14.99. And she goes, well, I have to ring it up while it comes with the computer. I said, no, ma'am, your price tag's back over there. It says $14.99, and that's exactly the price I should be paying. 10-foot cable. Price tag on the shelf, $14.99. And she had to charge me what her computer said. Price gouging. Again. And of course, the security guard is over here. He's looking at me, and I'm like, look, I'm not here to cause problems, but I'm not going to be price gouged. And I said, if you're going to keep this up, somebody needs to report you to the state because you're not running a reputable business. And she got a little upset with me about it, but I'm not going to sit and lie to you. I was upset too. You know, I mean, come on, give me a break. You know, I'm out here doing a job. Last thing I want to do is pay all these prices, these high prices here at this truck stop. So I said, well, how much is a shower? And she looked at me kind of funny. She goes, what do you mean? I said, how much is a shower? It's $35. $35 for a shower? Are you serious? $35 for a shower? What are y'all thinking? I mean, granted, yes. I mean, I know I'm in Dade County, but no. You know, where's the state of Florida going to step in on this particular place and say, you can't do these prices. You're price gouging. I mean, if you dropped your prices, you get more business. Now, I can see if you're using and you're purchasing a parking spot for a week or a month at a time. I could see that because you're taking away revenue. But for somebody to sit here overnight, no. Somebody wants to get a shower? No. The most I've ever paid for a shower anywhere, and this was in New York City, was $20. California, $15 if you're paying cash. Unless you have, you know, you're using your Ultra One points or whatever, you know, you got your free showers and stuff. But no, your parking lot's not even near worth the price that you're paying. And I was just like completely blown away. So I said, well, how much is your VO5 shampoo? You know, just out of curiosity. Not that I needed it because I don't use it. I don't use that particular brand, but she told me. $8.99. Are you serious? For VO5? No. No. I use Duke Cannon shampoo and body wash and stuff like that. I have no issues with that because I know where some of those proceeds are going to. Some of the proceeds from that particular company, when you buy that product, goes to a veterans fund. I don't have an issue paying that. But for VO5? No. I told the lady, I said, after tonight, I will not be back to this truck stop ever again. I said, because y'all are price gouging the crap out of people. And no, I have never seen this part of Florida that's gotten into so much price gouging. It's ridiculous. I mean, just some of the prices I was even looking at in there, they were jacking the prices up 2 and 3 times higher than what most places are in the U.S., and it was just ridiculous. Why the state of Florida has not stepped in and said, you cannot do this, I don't know. It would be interesting to find out if the state of Florida would even consider stepping in and telling them, no, you can't do this anymore. Or even Dade County. Price gouging is illegal in the U.S., and they're doing it and getting away with it. That's not right. So that is my rant and rave for tonight. I know there's probably going to be some backlash over it. I get the factor of truck parking down in this area, but still price gouging, no, that should not be happening. That's just my take on it, and it's kind of where I'm at. So I know it's a little bit different than what we have been doing, but it was something that needed to be said and needed to be put out there. I will not ever be back to the 595 truck stop again. This is just, no, ridiculous. As always, keep the shiny side up, rubber down. I'll see y'all on the road in the next video. And yeah, we'll just, from here on out, we will stay away from this particular truck stop ever again. Take it easy. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you then.